Hi, Kaylee here. Thanks so much for tuning in for this tutorial. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer based out of the Treasure Coast of Florida, available for travel statewide and across the U.S. Today you'll learn a quick and easy way to add a border or frame to your image in Photoshop Elements. Let's hop to it. Once you have your image pulled up, there's 3 steps and you're done. Here we go. Right-click on background and duplicate layer. Click OK. Edit, stroke outline selection. I would suggest starting at 250 pixels because that's the maximum amount that is allowed in this setting. Choose your color. You can pick any color on the spectrum, but I'm going to choose to stay with plain old white. And make sure that the option center is selected here. And then press OK. Cue elevator music. It takes a minute. I gotta keep you entertained while it's loading. Oh, okay, perfect. So there you go. There is a clean white border around your image. At this point, I have fulfilled the purpose of my video and I've shared with you a way to add a border, and that's it. If this satisfies you and this looks like the way to do things for you and this is all you need, then you can continue your YouTube surfing and I'll talk to you later. But there are also a couple of other options that I'd like to share with you. So if you'd stay tuned and you're interested in hearing some more ways, just stay put, stay seated. Okay, so as you can see, we selected a width of 250 pixels to go on your image. The nature of adding a frame like this is that you're creating a background copy that's going to sit on top of your image and therefore cover up some of your pixels. It's sitting on top of your image inside the dimensions of your pixels. It's not actually like a white frame that wraps around the outside of your picture. It's actually on the inside of your picture. This might be a problem for smaller images and may take some tweaking and some changing for it to fit a smaller image. I want to use this image here, this funny little image, as an example for that. You have to keep in mind the size of your image when applying a border like this. And here's why. I'm just going to do the exact same steps as I did a minute ago. Right-click background and click duplicate, OK. Edit, stroke outline selection, 250 pixels, color white, center, and wah. That doesn't look good at all. That looks terrible. So this is covering up all of your image and we don't want that. Why is that? Command Z to get rid of that frame, and I'm going to click on File and File Info. Your image size is 500 pixels by 392 pixels. If I'm selecting dimensions for a 250 pixel frame, 250 is half of 500, so it's no surprise that that frame covered up half of your image. So keeping in mind that my image is 500 by 392, I'm actually going to pick a smaller frame. So instead of 250, I'm just going to choose 50 and see how that fits. 250, white, center, okay. And that doesn't look too bad. Still a little bit thick for me, excuse me, but for the most part it works. It gets the job done. So keep in mind the dimensions of your photo. I actually got this photo off of Google, like online. I downloaded this from Google Images, and so there was no way that I could have probably had access to the original image. So just offline, it's a really small image, 500 by, what was it, 325 or 375, something like that. It's a really small image. So that's a way to scale down your frame and make it fit your photo. So if you're still watching, you're in any kind of photographer, you're probably noting that there might be a problem that's going to come up. You're probably going to encounter a problem. So this frame is sitting on top of your image. Say you're a photographer who uses every pixel of your image in, like, say, a tight shot. Let's say there's like a really tight shot going on, and you want to utilize every pixel in your image. Covering up some of those pixels isn't going to help you at all. We don't want that. We don't want to cover up your image. So what we're going to do is another option. You're pretty much going to create another background copy that's going to lay behind your image, and it's going to be extending outside the borders of your image. So here I have a film scan produced by the Fine Lab from a session that I did not long ago. So I'm going to go to File Info and check out my image dimensions. 2035 by 3035 are my dimensions. So if you're following along now, you're probably going to need to do some math. Sorry about that, all you math haters, and you're probably going to need a pen and pencil if you don't want to do this all in your head. So it's not too difficult, it's just simple adding. So my image dimensions are 2035 by 3035, and I want to add a border of 250 pixels. So instead of creating a new image with these dimensions, I'm going to create a new image or a new background border that's going to be larger than this so that it will extend outside of my image. So here we go. I'm going to create File and create a new file. My original image was 2035 by 3035, but I want to add 250 pixels to that original number so that it will in fact be 250 pixels bigger than this image and create a frame around the border. So now if I add 250 to my original dimensions, I'm going to get 85 by 3285 and click OK. Okay, and this next part's super easy. Just drag your image to the new file and boop, it's so pretty and it's done. That's it. You can see here that nothing is being cut off over here by a frame inside the picture. You're not losing any pixels. You're not losing the integrity of your pixels at all. You can see the whole picture and have a pretty frame on the outside too. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I don't know how this particular method fares in printing. I have done this with personal images that I want to frame around, like just regular images that I've taken for myself, not professional work. I've done this and then had them printed through a drugstore like Walgreens or CVS, which is a big no-no for professional work. But after I've had them printed, it seems that they slice them up manually or with a machine, whichever one it is. They don't come out sliced up correctly. Like this side of the border would be like sliced almost to the image, and then this side would be like extra big. It just doesn't, it's not an even frame around the outside when done by a photo lab via, you know, a drugstore. So I'm not sure how this fares with printing and whatnot, but you know, I hope to find out one day, and I'll report to you whenever it does. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I hope to keep on teaching you and keep on providing useful information for you. So thanks again, and I will talk to you soon.